Good evening. I want to thank you all for being here this evening for the military banner program presentation that the Lions Club is putting on. I really want to thank Christ Lutheran Church for allowing us to use their facilities here. And I want to thank the other Lions that are here. I have some Lions up here in the front and some in the back, and there'll be some over here to my left in a little bit. So what I'd like to do is go through a presentation here with you, and then I have at the end some time for questions. I'm sure there will be some questions. So let's go ahead and get started. You should have gotten 2 sheets of paper for each banner that you are thinking about sponsoring. So for example, if you want to put or sponsor 2 banners, you should have 4 sheets of paper. If you don't have that, just raise your hand and we'll see that you get that, okay? Very good. So we're going to do an overview of the program, the process of the program from the application to the time that the banner is displayed, the banner cost, the banner application form completion. I'll go through that a little bit with you so that you understand that. Support for the project. You'll see a slide here in a little bit where the Lions Club would be looking for support from the community to help us with this project. And I have about 3 different areas there that if you're interested in helping with the project and supporting the project, you'll be able to do so. And then, of course, the end is for questions. The program serves to recognize men and women who have served or are currently serving in any branch of the military. Now, if you go to various communities, you'll see that some folks have banners from people as far back as the Civil War, and that's not a problem. So it's any branch of the military service. Honorees do not need to be an E-Town resident or have lived here. We spent a lot of time with that. If you go to the various communities, you'll see hometown heroes, right? Or you'll see the name of the community, Bainbridge, Marietta, Mount Joy. We chose not to do that. And the reason we chose not to do that, come on in, bud. The reason we chose not to do that is because this community is made up of folks from a lot of different places, and they have moved here. So it took us a long time to come up with this, the banner that we designed. The Lions Club has a separate subcommittee of members dedicated to the project. This has been a project that we've been kicking around for since before COVID, to be honest with you. I was the president of the club right before COVID. It was on my front burner, and then COVID hit, and it kind of shut us down. But it's no longer shut down. We're up and running, okay? My understanding is that people had tried to get this program off the ground several years ago, and for whatever reason, it didn't quite happen, but it's happening now. Others from the community have volunteered to help as needed. I sent out a ton of emails to a lot of different folks, and some of those folks said, I don't really need a banner to hang, but I'd like to help with the project. And I have cataloged those people that want to help, in addition to the ones that want banners. And we certainly would appreciate your help. So let's talk about the banner just a little bit. The banners are 30 inches wide and 60 inches tall. So that's my banner hanging up there. That picture was taken a long, long time ago. That's on an aircraft at Andrews Air Force Base back in '66. You'll notice, and at the end you can come up and take a look at the banner, you can touch it and feel it. It is different than the banners that are hanging in the various communities here in this area. That's a heavier material. It's more like a canvas. And the reason we chose that is because it will last a lot longer. Normally the banners and some of the ones that are up in various communities are 3 to 5 years. This one is 5+ years, maybe into the 7 or 8 year time frame. You'll see it's sewn differently. It's a lot heavier material. So how did we come up with that design? One of the Lion Club members and I spent a lot of time in various communities. We took pictures, we took measurements, we looked at the photographs that were on the banners, we looked at the verbiage that was on the banners, and our focus was two things: the picture and the name. We wanted the picture to be as big as it could possibly be, and we wanted the name font to be as big as it could possibly be. And a lot of the other things that are on some of these banners we decided not to put on so we could have the bigger picture. So that's how the design came to be. Veteran information will be on both sides. We struggled with that a little bit as well. Some folks wanted to know, for example, they may have had a father that was in the Army and a brother that was in the Navy. Can we put my father on one side and my brother on the other side? And we thought about that, and well, I see some head shaking no. So that's good, because we made the decision not to do that, okay? We felt that you want to be able to see the banner from both sides if you're driving up the street or down the street. Veteran information, our banners will be placed on utility poles. We have sent all the paperwork in to PP&L. However, when we go to hang banners, we're going to identify poles, and not every pole can have a banner. Not every pole can have a banner. It won't support it based on what's hanging on the pole. And so when we do a survey, we'll identify the poles that are capable of having a banner, and then what we'll do is we will identify that pole number. Every pole has a number on it. It'll have a PP&L tag on it, or it'll have another utilities tag on it. We will then notify the utility again that a banner is going up on that pole. And they will be told that it will be below the working area, which is extremely important. The working area of a pole is the upper part of the pole where the linemen are actually working. Our banners, by code, must be 10 foot from the bottom of the sidewalk. All these banners will be on the sidewalk side, not on the street side. If they're on the street side, they got to be 13 feet from the bottom. And we chose to be on the sidewalk side. If you go to Mount Joy, those banners are 7 feet from the sidewalk. That's their code. That's their rules, okay? I happen to like the 10-foot rule. A kid going down the street just can't reach up and whack it. If they want to, they'll find something to whack it, but typically they won't, okay? Locations: E-Town Borough, Mount Joy Township, West Donegal Township. So we spent a lot of time with the Elizabethtown Borough. And there were many renditions of a contract that we drew up with the borough. And that contract is now signed, sealed, and delivered. And come on in, Jordan. Have a seat, buddy. What that contract says is that we will place banners on North and South Market Street, East and West High Street to begin with. Now, at first, we were not allowed to have banners in the area where the borough had banners. So if you look, the borough has banners from Hummelstown Street, basically, to College Avenue. They're all on the west side. So we went back to the borough, and we said, look, you guys are on the west side. How about if we're on the east side between Hummelstown Street and College Avenue? And the borough management and the borough council were all in favor of that. So they want us to start in the square and work out. That's how that's going to go, okay? Once we get past Hummelstown Street, we get past College Avenue, we can have banners on both sides of the street. So we went to Mount Joy Township. I had a meeting with them a month and a half or so ago, and I told them we would finalize their contract with them after this meeting, because I wanted to see what other questions came out of this meeting. Then what will happen is, when we get to those arteries, where you're coming into E-Town, like from Mount Joy coming in Market Street, right? We'll have banners in Mount Joy Township. Out on 743, banners in Mount Joy Township. I have yet to, but I will meet with West Donegal Township and talk to them about having banners on those arteries coming in as well. My guess is it won't be much of a problem. Everybody seems to be in favor of that. But I just wanted you to know how it's going to start. It's going to start in the square, and it's going to work out North and South Market Street and East and West High Street, okay? They will be placed randomly, not selected locations. And I talked about that a little bit. Not every pole can have a banner on it. It depends on what's hanging on the pole. It also depends on what you can see when you're driving down the road. Can you see the banner? So you don't want to put a banner on a pole where the pole's surrounded by trees. So you'll skip that pole. A question that a lot of people ask, can I select the pole that I want my banner on? The answer is no, you cannot. We will select that pole based on the poles that are available. 10 feet over the sidewalks, not over the edges of the roads. I talked about that. If you're over the street, you got to be 13 feet. That's a long way out when you're hanging a banner, okay? So it makes it easier to get the banners hung from that 10 foot. They are produced by the Street Decor Company on high durable fabric. As I said, you can go up and touch that banner, look at the fabric, feel the fabric and the stitching and all that. Who is Street Decor? Well, when we first started looking at this project, the first thing I did was I called Mount Joy Borough and I talked to them. And this is, Street Decor did the ones in Mount Joy. They did the ones in Bainbridge and Marietta as well. And so that's who I contacted, and I'm glad I contacted them. They're a great company to work with. It's a mom and pop organization, my kind of organization, small business, okay? The husband and wife have worked there for 19 years, and they own the company. Everything is done in-house. They do not outsource anything. As far as the banner goes, they probably buy the brackets, okay? But the banner is produced in-house. They produced and shipped over 39,000 banners in 2023, and most, not all, but most of the family members have served in the military. So it's a deeply rooted type of a company, and it's a company that we want to do business with. So the process to secure a banner, complete the entire application form. So you have that second sheet, the application form. We need you to complete that form in its entirety, okay? If you have problems, there's phone numbers on that sheet where you can contact myself, Lion Chuck, or Lion Brian. Those are three guys that are instrumental, along with the various other Lions here in this project, okay? You can get, we handed a bunch of these out tonight, but if you have friends that want one, they're available at Contact and Lions Club. Please use that email address. I've been using my own personal email address, and I got a lot of friends now, okay? So I'm trying to use that E-Town Lions Club at Gmail email address, because that is where you're going to send your photo, to that address, okay? Or if they want to request, they can send us a letter to our address, P.O. Box 5 here in E-Town, and we can see that they get one. Email the PDF photo. High resolution JPEG. What's a JPEG? Well, it's a format of a photo. And my brother-in-law sitting over here knows more about that than I do. But it's a scanned document. So you scan it on your computer, on your printer, and then you send it to that email address. Listen, if you have any problems, use those phone numbers and call us, and we'll work with you. If all you've got is a photo of Uncle Billy Bob and you don't know how to scan it, call us, and we'll help you scan it, okay? I got a scanner at the house. It's not a big deal, okay? But it's important that you use as high a quality as possible. A lady sent me a photo the other day. Is that photo good enough? Well, I don't know, but I know who does know. And so I sent it to Street Decor, and they came back and said that photo's fine. And that's how that'll work. If you have any doubts or any issues, we'll check with them ahead of time, okay? But it's important that you get as high a quality because these are all pixels. So the closer you get to this picture, the fuzzier it gets. The further away you get, the clearer it gets, okay? We'll review the form, the photo, and the information you sent us, and we'll notify you by email or phone if it's acceptable. Is the photo acceptable? Is the form acceptable? We also need that check for $250, okay? Then what we do is we'll forward each request to Street Decor. I'm hoping to send them out in batches of 10, 20, or 30. They'll get those and they'll work on them, and then they'll send them back to us. They'll send them back to the Lions Club, and we'll look at them, and then we will contact you. And I will forward, or one of us will forward that email that has your proof on it for you to review. So you'll get an email, and it'll look, the picture that you saw up there at the beginning, it'll look just like that size. You get a chance to look at it. Is the picture okay? Is the wording correct? The service branch correct? The name, the years? Once you say yes, we send it back to Street Decor, and they make the banner. It's that simple. All completed banners will be shipped back to us. My guess is we'll probably get them in batches of 10 or 15 or 20. And once we get them, we'll notify you that we have them. We'll let you know that they're here. If you want to see the banner before we hang it, which you probably do, okay? All you got to do is let us know, and we'll make that happen, all right? The Lions Club will schedule a time to hang the banners. Hanging the banners. So that's a unique situation in itself. First of all, you got to have a team together to be able to hang the banners. Then you got to be able to have a number of banners that makes it worthwhile to go out and hang those banners. Do you hang them from a bucket truck? Do you hang them from a scaffold? Do you hang them from ladders? Those are all things that are options, okay? But it's a crew that's going to go out and hang those. So once we have a number of banners and we know which poles are available to us, then we'll go forward and the next process is to get them hung. And then once they're up, we'll let you know exactly where they are. We'll give you the pole and the street, okay, as to where they are. So this is the form. So there's your name, address, phone number, email. Please, 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 write legibly. Print so that we can read it, okay? That's important. Last year at the E-Town Fair, we had some sheets out there and people were coming by and signing up, and I had to use all kinds of people to help figure out what an email address was or what a name was. So please be legible. PDF photo, high-resolution JPEG has been emailed. You'll say yes or no there. We got to have it. We will not process that application without the application, the photo, and the check. Excuse me. The name on the banner, a full name, typically first name, middle initial, and last name. Branch of service, and the years you served, the years that they served, okay? Those things go on there. Cost of the banner is $250. So that's a 30 inches by 60 inches banner. The banner is $124. The brackets are $115, and we added a small shipping fee of $11. We have no idea if it's more than that or less than that. My guess is it's going to be more than that, but the Lions Club will pick that up. The cost to hang the banners will be paid by the Lions Club. Just to give you an idea, I talked to an individual 2 years ago about hanging banners, and this individual had hung banners in another community. I think it was Middletown, but I'm not sure. That cost to him was around $100 to $150 a banner, just so you know, okay? We're looking for volunteers to help. We're looking for manual labor, if you will, okay, to help offset that cost. But if we have to pay, I mean, we went down to the lift people down there in Mount Joy and looked at renting a lift down there. We looked at scaffolding. We looked at all kinds of things, and there's ways to get around that. Now, this is area of support that we need help with. Identify the first 30 poles, first 50, and then et cetera. So as I said, we're going to go down East and West High Street, North and South Market Street, and we will identify which poles are capable of having a banner. So we need people to help with that. We have Lions that have already done some of that work, but if somebody here wants to help with that, we'd be glad to have you on board, that's for sure. So at the end of the meeting, after you're done with your questions, if you're interested in helping with identifying poles, I'd ask you to come to this side. Lion Mike is up here. Lion Dale may be back over here in a little bit, and they'll take your information. Hang the banners. You heard me talk about hanging the banners. So when we look at getting folks to help hang the banners, Lion Dave is sitting up here with Lion Bob. If you would come up and talk to them about any help that you might be able to give, they'll get information from you. Maintain the records. Well, that's kind of me. I'm going to have some help, and I'm looking to get help. The Lions Club is looking to get an intern from the high school, and this is one of the areas that I'm hoping to use that intern for, to have that individual not only help with the banner program, but the Lions Club as a whole. But I will tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of tracking because we have to know exactly what banner is on what pole. We have to report all that information to the borough and the townships every year. Once a year, we got to send in a report. Then you have to make sure as you monitor these banners, they're in good shape. Are they loose? Is one of the brackets come loose? Did the wind take them off? That kind of thing. I seriously doubt that the wind will take them off because of the way they're attached, but you never know. So maintaining records is really important. Questions? Yes, ma'am. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you speak into this microphone so everybody can hear you.
So if the banner gets damaged in some manner in the next, say, 5 years, 6 years, how do we get them replaced in the same way? We fill out the form again?
That's a good question. Hopefully the people that are watching on YouTube, and I appreciate Phil Clark from the church being here this evening. He's running the YouTube information, our camera for us. So if it gets damaged or at the end of its life cycle, it has to come down. And then you'll be notified if you want to put another one up. And then the process will be the same. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that question. Yes, ma'am. Hold on.
I have two questions.
That's all right. You're allowed to.
Okay. The first one, can you have a nickname in with the name? Like Clifford, Chip, Shank.
So if you do that, we can try and do that, okay? But if you look at the font size, they're going to make it fit
Okay. And the next one, a lot of the banners that I see have like Vietnam and then the years, World War II. You're not doing that?
And again, we did not do that so we could have the bigger photo. If you look at those banners, the photos are a lot smaller. I did have a question before it started. So what if I served in 2 branches? What if I was in the Air Force for 4 years, I got out, and then I decided to go back into the Army? Can I have both of those down there, the Air Force and the Army? We'll try. Again, what I would ask you to do is please tell us which one you prefer over the other one. But we'll see what Street Decor has to say on what it looks like. And maybe when the proof comes back, if you look at it, you may not like that, then you go to one or the other, okay?
If we're getting more than one banner, can we write one check, or does it need to be separate checks?
That also is a good question. You can write one check. I hate writing checks. Yeah. So write one check, but in the memo line, 2 banners, okay? You got 3 questions?
We're going to get one also. Oh. We're going to get one for him and for his dad. When they're hung, is there any way that you'll know if they'll be like behind each other on the pole? One pole him, and or are they going to be at different locations?
That also is a good question. So here's what I can say to you about that. We will do our best to keep them close. If the applications go in at the same time, my guess is the banners will come back at the same time. If you would note on your application, if possible, keep together, that helps us, okay? Well, I'm not promising, but we'll do our best. This is a community thing, and I want the community to be happy, and I want the community to be proud of this, okay? That's important.
So if we have multiple, you said we can write one check. Can we mail the applications and email the pictures together as well? Or do you want that stuff separate?
No, you can email those together. Right. Yeah, and we'll try and, you'll have the names on the photo when we get it, so we'll be able to link them up. So you can do those together. Yes, sir.
I have some pictures that are quite old, so that if I email it this way, they'll come out okay with you?
They should. When you say they're quite old, what does that mean?
My dad was in the Navy in the 20s.
So it's probably got a little brown tint to it? What's that? Does it have a little brown tint to the photo? It's old, okay. What I can tell you this is send the photo, scan the photo and send it. And when we send it to Street Decor, they'll tell us whether it's okay or not.
And the other thing is, he was in the Navy twice. He was in it for 4 or 5 years in the 20s and then World War II. Can I get all those dates on there?
Again, you can try, okay? You can try, but remember, you only have so much font size. So the font may be pretty small. So if you want more than one date, please let us know your preferred one in addition to the second one, okay?
Do you have a time frame in mind for when you might start hanging the banners?
That's a great question. Do we have a time frame in mind? Yes, we do. And we're kicking this off tonight. I have one application filled out up here already that I received in the mail. I know I have one more to pick up tonight. So as we start getting those applications, then we'll send them out. Just to give you an idea, well, let me make a long story longer. I'm trying to look for Veterans Day to have some up, okay? And I think that's aggressive. However, this is August. middle of August. I believe when I sent my information into Street Decor, I think it was maybe 2 weeks, and I had my proof back. Okay, I think. So, yeah, it's aggressive. I always like to set out goals that I can beat so I look good. Okay.
If they've received a Purple Heart, can that be listed also?
No, I'm not sure what we're going to do about the Medal of Honor guys, but no. I want to stick to the service branch and the years, okay?
Applications versus the amount of pulp space. Like, do you anticipate having more applications than you can, I don't know what I'm trying to say. More applications versus how many polls you have available to?
That's a great question because the borough asked that same question. The question is, what if we have more applications than we got polls? That'll never happen. And I know never is a long time, okay? That's why we went to work with Mountjoy Township, and also West Donegal Township. We'll be working with them. Plus, once we're done with Market and High, in the contract that we have with the borough, we go back to the borough and we select another set of streets, okay? So one of the questions that I received a while ago, why don't we put banners on the parade route for Memorial Day? It's a great question, right? Well, College Avenue will work, but if you go to Spruce, there's not a pole on Spruce Street from College to the park that'll handle a banner, not one. So College Avenue is an option, but that part of Spruce is not.
Is there a preference with color, non-color pictures, or, I mean, I'm not sure what they do.
I think in some instances, some of the ones I saw, I don't know the answer to that, okay? That was a black and white. They didn't have color when we took that picture, right? That was a black and white picture. I've seen some color ones. They don't seem to be as nice to me as the black and whites, but I don't know that they have a preference.
When we were advertising this on Second Friday, an individual said, I have a picture of my father, but it's not in uniform. Can I use that? And the question is, yes, we can. And the second thing is, we do not want rank. We merely want the name. Is that correct? We don't want the rank. We couldn't put Sergeant Greg Hitz, just the name. Gotcha.
Yeah, so just so the folks on YouTube heard that. It doesn't have to be a military picture. In fact, I got a phone call yesterday. I want one for my father, but I don't have a military picture. But I do have a picture when he graduated from high school. And he's 90-some years old. I said, that's fine. If that's what you want, that's fine. You'll notice if you go down to Mount Joy, there are some banners that there are no pictures on. There's a star on it, okay? So as Lion Mike said, any picture, if it's not in uniform, that's fine. We prefer in uniform, but if it's not, that's fine. But no rank, okay? And we had talked about Purple Hearts back there. The only one that I'm not sure what we're going to do about is the Medal of Honor winners. This community has 2 Medal of Honor winners. This little small community. And we're going to honor those 2 gentlemen.
Would you like to have a suggestion of what to do with the Medal of Honor recipients?
I would say that you take that to the Legion, because they're the ones that are sponsoring it.
Because you could silk screen the Medal of Honor ribbon right up in that corner, right above William Home.
You take that to the Legion, Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Would Bainbridge Street ever be an option to hang these?
I'm sure Bainbridge Street probably would be an option because part of that is in West Donegal, right? Part of that's in West Donegal Township, right? Bainbridge Street? All of it? On this side, right. Yeah. But at some point, not right now, but at some point maybe. I don't control that. That gets controlled by the borough. And how do I want to say this? It just takes time for that process to come to fruition. Yeah, my guess is Bainbridge will be, I'll probably be buried out back here by the time Bainbridge Street comes to pass. Yes, ma'am.
So my son is active duty, so I'm not sure when his retirement date will be. What do we do? Just
Just what he said. What? 2013 to present. Okay. It doesn't appear that we have any other questions. Oh, it appears we do.
what is the time frame, like from now till when, till they're no longer taking these applications? Is there like a cutoff at some point?
That also is a great question. The question is, when does the program end? In my mind, the program does not end, okay? But you're talking to me, and sooner or later I won't be here. But I'm looking for people behind me to carry this program forward. I don't want to say that in 5 years we're done hanging. If somebody moves into this community 5 years from now and they want a banner, my goal is to have the ability to put that banner up. And I think it can happen, okay? So as of now, it's unending. What?
What happens to the banners when they're returned?
When a banner is taken down, it's given to the person who sponsored it, okay? Right.
I just had a comment. I know there was some concern about quality of pictures. I'm not sure what the wording is, but you can scan them at CVS, and there is wording that you can like recover the picture, and you might have to go from color to black and white, but it does clean it up pretty good.
Wow, that's good. That's okay. So this is great information. Absolutely wonderful information. You can take your photo to CVS, and you can get it scanned at CVS, and they have a program there that can actually kind of rehabilitate the photo, and then you get a scan copy. And that's okay. Yeah, right. If it goes just now, if you have a photo, well, you actually have an old photo. You might want to take it to CVS. They have a scan program over there that can actually, when it scans it, it can actually help rehabilitate the photo in the scan, so you get a higher quality scan.
Now, I talked to them about that. They have some kind of rollers in there, and they couldn't guarantee it wouldn't damage the photo. I don't know if anybody's done that.
Oh. Office Max as well. Okay.
If your photo is small, you might have trouble, but what you do is you tape it to a bigger
Piece of paper.
to go through.
Okay.
Because I just did it, and I didn't have any trouble, but.
I don't know. Yes, ma'am.
There's a camera store, a family-owned business in Lancaster called Perfect Image, and they can, because I'm looking at having a picture restored, they may be a good resource as well. It's on Fruitville Pike in Lancaster.
Perfect Image on Fruitville Pike. In Lancaster. It's called Perfect Image, in a photo that she has. You might want to think about that, Earl, okay? It appears that is, for now, all the questions. Listen, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to be here. I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you are supporting this project. And I can't tell you how the community feels. I can tell you that everybody I talk to wants to know why we don't have banners up. And now we're gonna. So thank you very, very much. Lion Bob.
I just want to make a comment. Greg said that, and rightfully so, that we don't want this program to end. One of the things that I hope that you realize is that as we go through this process, the Lions Club has had many events to raise money, fundraising events. We have the bingo, which was kind of laid aside for a while, but we're back at the fairgrounds doing the bingo. We have the car show and chicken barbecue at Reams on September the 16th. And that's fine. We appreciate your support at those events, which helps to generate funds for this project. But by the same token, we're looking for people to join the Lions Club. You can't have a club and continue a program without the people there. And so if you have any interest at all in serving this community, I ask you to consider joining the Lions Club.
Thank you, Lion Bob. So as I said during the presentation, down here by Lion Bob and Lion Dave, if you're interested in supporting hanging banners, please come and talk to them. Over here is Lion Dale and Lion Mike. If you're interested in helping to identify poles, please come and see them, and they'll get your information. And if you're interested in joining the club, let them know, and they'll get your information. Again, thank you very, very much for being here, and have a wonderful evening.